Assalamualaikum students. I hope you all are doing well. In this video lecture, we will be continuing our discussion on liposomes. In previous video, we had left the discussion on the methods of preparation of liposomes, and in that we had discussed the passive loading techniques. We will be discussing the passive loading techniques one by one in detail in this video. Let's start with the first technique, which is a mechanical dispersion method. The following are the types of mechanical dispersion methods that are used for the preparation of liposomes: sonication, French pressure cell extrusion, freeze-thawed production of liposomes, lipid film hydration by hand shaking and non-hand shaking or freeze drying, and microemulsification, as well as membrane extrusion. So these are certain types of mechanical dispersion method. We will not be discussing all of them, but we will be discussing a few of these in detail. Let's begin with the first method, that is sonication. The main disadvantages of this method are that very low internal volume or encapsulation efficacy is obtained through sonication method. There is a possibility of degradation of phospholipids and compounds to be encapsulated, and large molecules are easily eliminated from the liposomes by sonication methods. Metal pollution can occur from probe tip, and the presence of multilamellar vesicles along with the small unilamellar vesicle is a disadvantage of sonication method. There are two sonication techniques which are utilized. First one is called as probe sonication, and the second technique is known as bath sonication. There are two different types of sonicators used in probes and for probe sonication and bath sonication. This is a bath sonicator, which is used for bath sonication, and this one is a probe sonicator, which is used for probe sonication. The tip of the sonicator in probe sonication is actually directly engrossed into the liposome dispersion. Here you can see the probe sonication, and this is the liposome dispersion. This is the tip of the sonicator, which is directly engrossed into the liposome dispersion. The energy input into the lipid dispersion is very high in this method. The coupling of energy at the tip results in local hotness. Therefore, the vessel must be engrossed into a water or ice bath. Throughout the sonication, up to 1 hour, more than 5% of the lipids can be de-esterified. Also, with the probe sonicator, titanium will slough off and pollute the solution. In bath sonication, the liposome dispersion in a cylinder is placed into a bath sonicator. Here you can see a bath sonicator. Controlling the temperature of the lipid dispersion is usually easier in this method in contrast to sonication by dispersal directly using the tip. The material being sonicated can be protected in sterile vessel dissimilar the probe units or under an inert atmosphere. दो तरह के सॉनिकेशन मेथड्स हैं, ये टाइप्स ऑफ सॉनिकेशन है. एक प्रोब सॉनिकेशन कहलाती है और दूसरी बाथ सॉनिकेशन कहलाती है. प्रोब सॉनिकेशन में सॉनिकेटर की टिप डायरेक्टली इंग्रोस होती है लिपोसोम डिस्पर्जन में, और एनर्जी इनपुट लिपोसोम डिस्पर्जन के अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा होता है इस मेथड में. कपलिंग ऑफ एनर्जी टिप के ऊपर रिजल्ट करती है लोकल हॉटनेस को. इसी वजह से वेसल को इनग्रोस करना होता है इनटू वाटर आइस बाथ. थ्रू आउट सॉनिकेशन 1 आवर तक के लिए सॉनिकेशन जो मेथड चलता है उसमें मोर देन 5% लिपिड्स डीस्ट्रिफाई हो जाते हैं. प्रोब सोनिकेटर में क्योंकि टाइटेनियम मेटल कंपाउंड होता है अटैच प्रोब के ऊपर, तो ये पॉल्यूट करता है सॉल्यूशन को या लिपिड डिस्पर्जन को। बाथ सोनिकेशन में लिपोसोमल डिस्पर्जन सिलेंडर के अंदर प्लेस होती है एक बाथ सोनिकेटर में, और टेम्परेचर कंट्रोलिंग लिपिड डिस्पर्जन की ईजियर होती है एज़ कम्पेयर टू प्रोब सोनिकेशन। मटेरियल जो सोनिकेट होता है बाथ सोनिकेटर में वो प्रोटेक्ट किया जा सकता है स्टेराइल वेसल में, जो कि पॉसिबिलिटी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती प्रोब मेथड के अंदर या प्रोब यूनिट के अंदर। The next type of liposome production or method of liposome production is French pressure cell or extrusion technique. An important feature of the French press vesicle method is that the proteins do not seem to be significantly proteinaceous or during the procedure as they are in sonication. An interesting comment is that French press vesicle appears to recall entrapped solutes significantly longer than small unilamellar vesicles do, produced by sonication or detergent removal. The method involves gentle handling of unstable materials, and it has several advantages over sonication method. The resulting liposomes are rather larger than sonicated small unilamellar vesicles. Drawback of this method are that the high temperature is difficult to attain and the working volumes are comparatively small, about 50 ml as the maximum. इम्पॉर्टेंट फीचर फ्रेंच प्रेस फिजिकल मेथड का ये है कि प्रोटीन्स सिग्निफिकेंटली प्रोटीनेशियस नहीं होती ड्यूरिंग प्रोसीजर जिस तरह से वो सोनिकेशन में हो सकती है। इंटरेस्टिंग फीचर फ्रेंच प्रेस वेसिकल का ये है कि सॉल्यूट इंट्रैप होते हैं सिग्निफिकली लॉन्गर टाइम पीरियड के लिए एज़ कम्पेयर टू सोनिकेशन मेथड या डिटर्जेंट रिमूवल मेथड। ये मेथड जेंटल हैंडलिंग करता है अनस्टेबल मटेरियल्स की और इसके सेवरल एडवांटेजेस हैं सोनिकेशन मेथड के ऊपर। जो रिजल्टिंग लाइपोसोम्स या लिपोसोम्स प्रोड्यूस होते हैं इस मेथड से वो लार्जर इन साइज होते हैं एज़ कम्पेयर टू सोनिकेशन मेथड। ड्रॉबैक इस मेथड का ये है कि हाई टेम्परेचर्स को अटेन करना डिफ़िकल्ट होता है और बहुत कम वॉल्यूम्स के अंदर वर्किंग की जा सकती है कंपैरेटिवली वेरी स्मॉल वॉल्यूम्स अप टू 50 ml maximum. The next method that we are going to discuss today is freeze-thaw method. Freeze-thawed liposomes can be prepared by using freezing and thawing method. Small unilamellar vesicles are rapidly frozen and then thawed slowly. The short-lived sonication disperses aggregated materials to large unilamellar vesicles. The creation of unilamellar vesicle is result of the fusion of small unilamellar vesicles throughout the processes of freezing and thawing. This type of synthesis is strongly inhibited by increasing the phospholipid concentration and by increasing the ionic strength of the medium. The encapsulation efficacies from 20% to 30% are obtained by this method. स्मॉल यूनिलैमेलर वेसिकल्स रैपिडली फ्रीज की जाती हैं और उसके बाद थॉ की जाती हैं स्लोली। शॉर्ट लिव सोनिकेशन disperses aggregated materials to large unilamellar vesicles. यूनिलैमेलर वेसिकल्स की क्रिएशन रिजल्ट करती है स्मॉल यूनिलैमेलर वेसिकल्स की फ्यूजन से जो थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ फ्रीजिंग एंड थॉइंग फॉर्म हो रहे होते हैं। इस टाइप की सिंथेसिस स्ट्रांगली इनहिबिट की जा सकती है बाय इंक्रीजिंग द फॉस्फोलिपिड कंसंट्रेशन और बाय इंक्रीजिंग द आयनिक स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द मीडियम। इनकैप्सुलेशन एफिशिएंसीज इस मेथड से 20% टू 30% तक ऑब्टेन की जा सकती हैं। लिपिड्स ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट्स पहले थिन फिल्म मेथड से फॉर्मुलेट किए जाते हैं और जो भी ड्रग है वो वाटर के अंदर ऐड करने के बाद स्टिर की जाती है एट दी TM टेम्परेचर। Then it is freezed at minus 195 degrees Celsius, and the thawing process begins. Temperature is increased and it is reduced simultaneously, and sonication is done to produce a liposome encapsulating a drug. Here an example of antibiotic is given. Solvent dispersion methods include ether injection method, which is also called as solvent vaporization method, ethanol injection method, and reversed phase evaporation method. So what is ether injection method or solvent vaporization? A solution of lipid dissolves in diethyl ether or ether methanol mixture is gradually injected to an aqueous solution of the material to be encapsulated at 55 degrees Celsius to 65 degrees Celsius or under reduced pressure. The consequent removal of ether under vacuum leads to the creation of liposomes. The main disadvantage of the technique is that the population is heterogeneous, 70 to 200 nanometer, and the exposure of compounds to be encapsulated to organic solvent at high temperature may lead to intoxicities. लिपिड डिज़ोल्व किया जाता है डाईइथाइल ईथर में या फिर ईथर मीथेनॉल मिक्सचर के अंदर, और उसे ग्रेजुअली इंजेक्ट किया जाता है टू एन एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, जो कि मटेरियल जिसको इनकैप्सुलेट करना है उसका एक्वस सॉल्यूशन होता है एट टेम्परेचर 55 टू 65 डिग्री सेल्सियस अंडर रिड्यूस प्रेशर. इसके बाद ईथर अंडर वैक्यूम रिमूव किया जाता है विच लीड्स टू द क्रिएशन ऑफ लिपोसोम्स. जो मेन डिसएडवांटेज इस टेक्निक का वो ये है कि इससे में पॉपुलेशन जो फॉर्म होती है लिपोसोम्स की वो हीट्रोजिनस पॉपुलेशन है. साइज रेंज इसका 70 to 200 नैनोमीटर तक होता है. In ethanol injection method, a lipid solution of ethanol is rapidly injected to a huge excess of buffer. The multilamellar vesicles are at once formed, and the disadvantages of the method are that the population is heterogeneous. Size range from 30 to 110 nanometer are present in a single mixture. Liposomes are very dilute. The removal of all ethanol is difficult because it forms into azeotrope with water, and the probability of the various biologically active macromolecules to inactivate in the presence of even low amounts of ethanol is high. Lipid solution ethanol का rapidly inject किया जाता है to huge excess of buffer. Multilamellar vesicles at once form होती हैं. डिसएडवांटेज इस मेथड का ये है कि पॉपुलेशन हीट्रोजीनस होती है, हैविंग साइज रेंज ऑफ 30 to 110 नैनोमीटर. लिपोसोम्स बहुत डाइल्यूट होते हैं और इथेनॉल का रिमूवल डिफ़िकल्ट होता है क्योंकि एजियोट्रॉप फॉर्म करता है विद वाटर इथेनॉल, और प्रोबेबिलिटी बायोलॉजिकली एक्टिव मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स की को इनएक्टिवेट करने की इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ लो अमाउंट्स ऑफ इथेनॉल बहुत ज़्यादा हाई होती है. Reverse phase evaporation method, it refers to the fact that the method creates missiles by sonicating a mixture of an organic phase and an aqueous phase. Once the organic solvent is evaporated, the micelles implode and transform into liposomes. This method provides a progress in liposome technology since it is allowed for the first time the preparation of liposomes with a high aqueous space to lipid ratio and a capability to entrap a large percentage of the aqueous material presented. Reverse phase evaporation is based on the creation of inverted micelles. These inverted micelles are shaped upon sonication of a mixture of a buffered aqueous phase which contains the water-soluble molecules to be encapsulated into the liposomes, and an organic phase in which the amphiphilic molecules are solubilized. The slow elimination of the organic solvent leads to the conversion of these inverted micelles into the viscous state and gel form. At a critical point in this process, the gel state collapses and some of the inverted micelles are disturbed. The excess of phospholipids in the environment donates to the formation of a complete bilayer around the residual micelles, which results in the creation of liposome. Liposomes made by reverse phase evaporation method can be made from numerous lipid formulations and have aqueous volume to lipid ratios that are 4 times higher than hand-shaken liposomes or multilamellar liposomes. The water and oil emulsion is shaped by brief sonication of a two-phase system containing phospholipids and organic solvent such as isopropyl ether or diethyl ether or mixture of isopropyl ether and chloroform with aqueous buffer. The organic solvents are detached under reduced pressure, resulting in the creation of a viscous gel. The liposomes are shaped when residual solvent is detached during the continued rotary evaporation under reduced pressure. With this method, high encapsulation efficiency up to 65% can be obtained in a medium of low ionic strength, for example 0.01 molar sodium chloride. The method has been used to encapsulate small, large and macromolecules. The main drawback of the technique is the contact of the material to be encapsulated to organic solvents and to brief period of sonication. These conditions may possibly result in the breakage of DNA strands or the denaturation of some proteins. So the reverse phase evaporation method को अगर हम simply देखें तो इसके अंदर लिपिड और ऑर्गेनिक लिपिड को ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट में डिसॉल्व किया जाता है. इवापोरेशन करवाने के बाद थिन फिल्म ऑब्टेन होती है. ड्रग को ऐड किया जाता है विद इन ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट और इसे स्टर किया जाता है एट टीम टेम्परेचर. सोनिकेशन होती है, इवेपोरेशन होती है अगेन अंडर रोटरी इवेपोरेटर्स एंड लिपोसोम इनकैप्सुलेटिंग द ड्रग इज फॉर्म्ड. जो मेन ड्रॉबैक इस मेथड का है वो ये है कि इस टेक्निक के अंदर मटीरियल्स का कांटेक्ट होता है इनकैप्सुलेशन के दौरान ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट्स में. ब्रीफ पीरियड ऑफ सोनिकेशन होता है जिसकी वजह से डिस्ट्रप्शन हो सकती है या ब्रेकेज हो सकता है मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स का, जैसे कि डीएनए स्ट्रैंड्स का ब्रेकेज हो सकता है या फिर प्रोटीन्स की डेनेचुरेशन हो सकती है. इस मेथड में से हम इनकैप्सुलेट कर सकते हैं स्मॉल या फिर लार्ज या फिर मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स ड्रग्स को. और इस मेथड की हाई एफिशिएंसी यील्ड है अप टू 65% और लो आयनिक स्ट्रेंथ मीडियम में भी लिपोसोम्स इजीली प्रिपेयर हो जाते हैं. Detergent removal method or the removal of non-encapsulated material, this can be done by 4 different techniques like dialysis, using detergents like cholate, alkyl glycosides, Triton X100, which are used for the removal of mixed micelles during absorption. Third technique is gel permeation chromatography, and fourth technique is dilution. Drug loading in liposomes can be done by 2 ways, either by encapsulation of hydrophilic drugs and encapsulation of hydrophobic drugs. लिपोसोम्स में ड्रग की लोडिंग 2 तरीके से हो सकती है, हाइड्रोफिलिक ड्रग्स की इनकैप्सुलेशन और हाइड्रोफोबिक ड्रग्स की इनकैप्सुलेशन. हाइड्रोफिलिक ड्रग्स की इनकैप्सुलेशन में लिपिड्स हाइड्रेट होते हैं इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ हाइड्रोफिलिक ड्रग्स और एक पोर्शन ड्रग का इंट्रैप होता है इनसाइड द लिपोसोम और दूसरा पोर्शन रहता है बल्क में आउटसाइड द एक्वस कोर ऑफ द liposome. As only the entrapped drug is of interest, drug in the bulk should be removed. प्योरिफिकेशन जनरली की जाती है बाय जेल फिल्ट्रेशन या कॉलम क्रोमेटोग्राफी के थ्रू या फिर डायलिसिस के थ्रू ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ साइज डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन द लिपोसोम एंड द नॉन इनकैप्सुलेटेड मटेरियल. In the cases where DNA or protein are being encapsulated or where there is concern that non-encapsulated material may form large aggregate, techniques such as centrifugation can be employed due to the differences in the bind densities of the liposomes and the non-encapsulated material. Hydrophilic drug encapsulate नहीं भी होती with high efficiency because drug molecules diffuse होते हैं in and out of lipid membranes. इसी वजह से ड्रग्स डिफ़िकल्ट होता है ड्रग्स को रिटेन करना इनसाइड द लिपोसोम. लेकिन कुछ कंपाउंड्स हैं जो आयनाइजेबल ग्रुप्स रखते हैं एंड ये आयनाइजेबल ग्रुप्स वाटर और लिपिड सॉल्यूबल दोनों तरह से हो सकते हैं. इट कैन बी इनकैप्सुलेटेड विद हाई एफिशिएंसी अप टू 90% by the liposomes after the formation of membranes by active loading. In this technique, the pH of the interior part of liposome, this part of liposome is such that the unionized drug which enter the liposomes by passive loading is ionized inside the liposome, and ionized drug molecules lose their ability to diffuse through the lipid membrane. इस टेक्निक में क्या होता है कि पीएच इंटीरियर पार्ट की लिपोसोम की इस तरह से होती है कि अनआयनाइज्ड ड्रग जो एंटर होती है लिपोसोम में पैसिव लोडिंग से वो आयनाइज हो जाती है इनसाइड लिपोसोम और आयनाइज्ड ड्रग मॉलिक्यूल्स अपनी एबिलिटी लूज़ कर देते हैं कि डिफ्यूज़ हो सकें थ्रू लिपोसोम मेम्ब्रेन. इसी वजह से हाई कंसनट्रेशन आयनाइज्ड ड्रग की ऑब्टेन होती है इनसाइड द लिपोसोम. For example, doxorubicin and epirubicin can be entrapped in performed small unilamellar vesicles with high efficiency throughout active loading. अब बात कर लेते हैं इनकैप्सुलेशन ऑफ हाइड्रोफोबिक ड्रग्स. ठीक है, हाइड्रोफोबिक ड्रग्स सॉल्युबलाइज होती हैं फॉस्फोलिपिड लेयर में लिपोसोम की दैट मेनली प्रोवाइड अ हाइड्रोफोबिक एनवायरनमेंट हियर इन दिस रीजन. Once trapped, they remain in the liposome layer, liposome bilayer, as they have a very low affinity towards the inner or outer aqueous region of the liposome. During the preparation of liposomes, hydrophobic drugs are solubilized in the organic solvent along with the phospholipids, and during the subsequent hydration phase they remain entrapped in the hydrophobic bilayer region. For example, the liposomal photosensitizer bretiprofin contains a hydrophobic drug that is rapidly transferred to blood proteins in vivo. Activation of the drug by targeting laser light to blood flowing through the eye causes its site-specific activity in the treatment of wet macular degeneration. Amphotericin B and paclitaxel are the most commonly investigated hydrophobic drugs in liposome formulations. हाइड्रोफोबिक ड्रग्स सॉल्युबलाइज होती हैं फॉस्फोलिपिड बाइलेयर में और लिपोसोम्स मेनली प्रोवाइड करते हैं हाइड्रोफोबिक एनवायरनमेंट. जैसे ये ट्रैप होती हैं लिपोसोम बाइलेयर में ट्रैप रहती हैं और इनकी बहुत लो एफिनिटी होती है टुवर्ड्स द इनर या फिर आउटर एक्वस रीजन्स लिपोसोम के. ड्यूरिंग प्रिपरेशन हाइड्रोफोबिक ड्रग्स को सॉल्युबलाइज किया जाता है ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट में अलॉन्ग विद फॉस्फोलिपिड्स और ड्यूरिंग सब्सिक्वेंट हाइड्रेशन फेज ये इंट्रैप रहती हैं हाइड्रोफोबिक बाइलेयर रीजन के अंदर. जैसे कि आप यहाँ दे सकते हैं येलो पार्ट हाइड्रोफोबिक बाइलेयर रीजन में ड्रग इंट्रैप्ट है. Characterization of liposomes can be done by 3 ways. biological characterization, chemical characterization, and physical characterization. For biological characterization, there are certain characterization parameters that are to be carried out. For the purpose of sterility, aerobic and anaerobic culture is used for analysis. For the purpose to characterize or to check the pyrogenicity, rabbit fever response technique is used. And in order to analyze the animal toxicity of the liposomes, monitoring survival rats can be used for validating the animal toxicity of the liposomal drugs. In order to do the chemical characterization, there are certain characterization parameters which are to be fulfilled, like phospholipid concentration can be checked using HPLC or Bartlett assay technique. Cholesterol concentration can be monitored or characterized through HPLC or cholesterol oxide assay. Drug concentration can be checked through assay method. Antioxidant degradation can be done by using HPLC or TLC technique. pH can be analyzed using pH meter, osmolarity using osmometer. Phospholipid hydrolysis is done by using HPLC or TLC method, and these two methods are also used for cholesterol oxidation, and UV absorbance is used to check the phospholipid oxidation. In order to do physical characterization, vesicle shape and surface morphology is analyzed using TEM and SEM. Scanning electron microscopy or transmission electron microscopy. Vesicle size and size distribution is analyzed using dynamic light scattering or transmission electron microscopy. Surface charge is analyzed by using free flow electrophoresis. Electrical surface potential and surface pH is checked using zeta potential measurements and pH sensitive probes. Lamellarity can be observed using P32 NMR. Person capture can be checked by using mini column centrifugation, gel exclusion techniques, and drug release can be analyzed using diffusion cell and dialysis techniques. So these are the three different characterization parameters that can be used to know the characteristics of formed liposomes. There are many pharmaceutical applications of liposomal drug delivery systems. Liposomes are used in respiratory drug delivery systems, for example, isoniazid and rifampicin. When they are formed in liposomes, they improve the effect of the drugs. We can observe the improved effect of the drugs in tuberculosis. Cyclosporins in liposomes, they are preferentially absorbed by lungs and show sustained release. When cyclosporins are delivered through liposomal drug delivery, they are preferentially absorbed by lungs or sustained release show करती हैं. Liposomes can be used as vaccine adjuvants, for example, rabies glycoproteins. Here interleukin 2 enhancement is seen. In cholera toxin, enhanced antibody level is observed in liposomal delivery. Liposomes can also be used for brain targeting, like addition of sulfatide groups to liposome composition increases their ability to cross blood-brain barrier. Liposomes coated with mannose was found to reach brain tissue easily. Liposomes can be used as anti-infective agents, and they are this is an active targeting approach. Active targeting approach can be observed in pentamidine and enamycin for the leishmaniasis treatment. Passive targeting approach can be observed in gentamicin for Staphylococcus pneumoniasis. Liposomes can be used in tumor therapy, like for example doxorubicin for the treatment of refractory tumor and breast cancer, vincristine for the treatment of solid tumors. So these were the certain pharmaceutical applications of liposomes. There are various benefits of drug loading in liposomes. Uh, First one is the improved solubility of lipophilic and amphiphilic drugs, for example, amphotericin B, porphyrines, minoxidil, and some peptides and anthracyclines. They show improved solubility of amphiphilic drugs. Hydrophilic drugs such as anti-cancer agents and doxorubicin or acyclovir also shows improved solubility of these drugs. Second benefit is passive targeting to the cells of the immune system, especially cells of mononuclear phagocytic systems. For example, antimonials, amphotericin B, porphyrines, vaccines, immunomodulators. Third benefit is the sustained release systems of systemically or locally administered liposomes. For example, doxorubicin, cytosine, arabinoside, uh, cortisones, biological proteins or peptides such as vasopressin. Site avoidance mechanism can be your benefit of drug loaded in liposome. For example, doxorubicin and amphotericin B in doxorubicin in cancer therapy. Site-specific targeting can be achieved by using liposomes, for example, anti-inflammatory drugs or anti-cancer drugs or anti-infection drugs. Improved transfer of hydrophilic charged molecules can be carried out or done through liposomes. For example, antibiotics, chelators, plasmids, and genes. And the last one is the improved penetration into tissues. For example, when corticosteroids or anesthetics or insulin is loaded in liposome, it shows improved penetration into the tissues. So we can conclude that liposomes have been used in a broad range of pharmaceutical applications. Liposomes are showing particular promise as intracellular delivery system for antisense molecules, ribosomes, proteins, peptides, and DNA. Liposomes with enhanced drug delivery to disease locations by ability of long circulation residence times are now achieving clinical acceptance. Also, liposomes promote targeting of particular disease cells within the disease site. And finally, liposomal drugs exhibit reduced toxicities and retain enhanced efficacy compared with free complements. Only time will tell which of the applications and speculations will prove to be successful. However, based on the pharmaceutical applications and available products, we can say that liposomes have definitely established their position in modern delivery systems. In next video, we will be discussing the another type of drug carriers that are neosomes. Till then, take care of yourself and everyone around you. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.